go. Let's hope. GM Farcaster. I am fingers crossed that you are seeing us. If you are in our chat, tell us that you see us. It's working. Yay, Links. I see you.
I'm going to cry.
Yay. I'm going to cry. So we're back. We've had some challenges this week with the stream, but we're back. And thank you, Grace and Brian, for working with us to figure this out. And I have a conspiracy theory that Grace and Brian really wanted us to move to StreamYard. Because it's actually much better for us, and that this is the way they got us there on purpose. They just messed us up on purpose, and we had to move. But this actually will end up being a much better platform for us, I think. But I'm going to be tweaking things and figure things out, so bear with us. We're going to have to keep playing around. I've got a lot of work to do, but GM Adrienne, it is, by the way, it's Friday, March 22nd. We're so back.
Pain. I just got to say, pain and suffering is the best motivator.
It really is. So, it's the only way I do anything. I have to be.
You don't change.
Make big changes.
Change anything ever if there's no pain. So.
Absolutely.
It's been a rough week.
We're gonna dive in, and hopefully this part works too. We're doing our screen share, so hopefully we have a new little screen share here. Yay! Working. Very excited that this might actually work today. So my background is from the poker game last night with Ted. So for everyone so a lot of people bet against her, by the way. So Club Ted did their first poker night. That's what this is about. And I actually finagled my way in because somebody couldn't be there. So thank you for allowing me in the game. And then I ended up there was a Club Ted NFT on the floor on OpenSea. So I bought one last night so that I can officially go to the next poker game. But it was so fun. So for everyone who bet against me, this is from Ted. Here's the final tally. Zoom in and weep. Also, first Club Ted poker night was so fun, like so fun. I agree. 2 hours flew by, no time, lots of sneak peek. Aloha. I don't think she meant aloha. I think she meant alpha, not aloha. Conversations, funny stories, Unchained Sleuthing by Jamesen. Lots of ideas for next time. I love life. I love Farcaster. Me as well. So that was amazing. And that's my background today. And Adrienne is sporting the iguana. So we have a new update today. We have a new Farcaster protocol release NFT, and it is the iguana. If you are new to Farcaster, each protocol upgrade has its own NFT with various animals and an arch, and this one is the iguana. So beautiful background, by the way. I love it. It's working out perfect today. So that's amazing. But the big news, power badges are here. Power badges are rolling out now. You'll get a notification if you have the badge, and the active badge is gone. So it's a little bit different in terms of how it works. We are going to see a whole bunch of interesting adjustments to this, but what's a power badge? So Warpcast gives power badges to users who are active, interesting to others, and not spammy. So this is really trying to find those folks who get a lot of engagement and make sure that they get seen. So the list of Power Badge holders is available to developers over an API, which is really interesting. They may use it to change who can interact with a frame or application, use it as a quality signal in their own ranking algorithms. How does Warpcast choose who gets a power badge? It's a page rank-like system, which uses a recursive approach to identify power users. It depends broadly on the following factors. Activity. Have you contributed to the network recently? Affinity. Do power users like most of your recent contributions? And then labeling. Are you often flagged by other users, or are machine learning systems for spam? The most important thing you can do to improve your probability getting a power badge are using Farcaster a few times a week, or daily. I mean, hello.
Hourly?
Posting or hourly or multiple times in an hour, whatever, you do you, but
I just got on the wait list. I just got on the wait list for Neuralink, so I can just be tapped into Farcaster at all times.
I think that works as well. Posting content that power users will reply to, recast, or like often. Avoid posting content that power users consider spammy. Off-topic channel cast. So, Adrienne, we have a lot of people who had some issues with it. They didn't get a power badge. And here's what I noticed almost every time: they weren't casting. It's the same issue with the active badge. It's like, you haven't casted in 2 months. That might be why. Just cast more. Just cast more. So what did you think about? I do have a few other memes and fun things to share about the power badges, but I just want to get your take first before I get to that.
It's funny. I didn't see those of like the wah, I didn't get a power badge, but I'm not active at all. Yeah. But I did see people complain that they didn't get the badge. And these are people I've engaged with, thought maybe they should have. And I think V pointed this out. There will be false positives. There will be false negatives, and they will iterate quickly on it. So I think just to the people who feel like they were wronged.
They were robbed. They were robbed of the power.
You might have been. And you might have been.
If you do think that you should have one for one reason or another, say something nicely. Or better yet, if you want to get the attention of the powers that be, the customer service channel can be found in /memes.
That's right.
Make a good meme. And that's how you get things done in this platform. So that is my recommendation there. But I've been working with a few people in this little group chat called, it was called Active Badge Power Camp and now Boot Camp. And now it's called Power Badge Boot Camp. And the bottom line always came down to is you need to cast more. You need to actually interact. You need to reply, like things like that, like actually make some connections. And that's going to make a huge difference. Because they're also the people that are active, do have a power badge, are going to see it more. They're going to start to interact with you, and that's how this flywheel is going to fly. So we did have some memes, because we always do. This was from Rish Merkel this evening. You get a power badge. You get a power badge. You don't get a power badge. So there's a little bit of, there's love, and then there's not so much. I loved this one from Rishi. It is what it is. You guys always act like you're better than me. Active badge, power badge, top caster and channel. I thought that was hilarious. I have been all those things in various things. I love this too from Dan. Found Varun's inspo for the power badge.
10,000 years on free. It's time to conquer Earth.
Alpha, read us escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
So essentially what Dan is saying is that Varun has always wanted to be a Power Ranger, and this is why we now have power badges, which is, I don't know, it's quite possible. I do love that. I mean, Dan's editing skills on the memes are getting pretty good, because we did see Varun's little PFP in there, so that was pretty good. I like this one as well. This is from YB. My parents at 25, honey, I'm ready to start a family. Me at 25, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, which is the power badge logo. And then we have another one from Dan, and this actually, I'm sorry, but it's about to get stuck in your head. So here we go. Come on, work for me.
You know what? Sound's not coming through on the videos.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll be tweaking. Anyways, that one was
same with the Power Rangers one, actually.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. We will figure that out. We'll have to tweak that. So no more videos today. I'll have to figure out that way. We did have some other.
Things were going too smoothly anyway.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we had to have some kind of glitch. Come on. This from John Palmer. Actually, there is a set of rules you can follow to earn it. Post good stuff, not bad stuff. Because this was a recast from Varun introducing the Power Badge, a new ranking system for Warcast. It uses Pancret. It said, unlike the Active Badge, it does not have a set of rules. And John Palmer says, actually, there is a set of rules. Post good stuff. It's pretty simple. Over here, try replying was also an answer from Dan. I don't get engagement on Farcaster. Try replying. And I said, you just, stole the reply guy's secret weapon. But it works because that's how you actually make connections and people see you connecting.
We need a little
What do you think
asterisk
about
on
that?
this one.
What do we need an asterisk on? Yes, I agree.
To reply. Okay, you're going to get a lot of wow.
Quality.
You're going to get a
Quality
lot of
reply.
low effort.
Low effort replies. Unless
we need
you
a
are
high effort reply.
The only low effort replies allowed are things that then become memes and take on a life of their own. So for those who are new, wow came from a note somebody had replied, wow. And then Dan replied, this is a low effort reply. And then it took on a life of its own. So those low effort replies we appreciate. Otherwise, no. Couple more notes. I thought this was really interesting. This is from Ren Stern. The power badge, but it's bittersweet. Some members of the Japanese Warpcast community feel discriminated against as they are naturally not going to get likes from OG users due to the language barrier. No, these are growing pains of the platform, but just thought I'd call it out. Feels like an opportunity to build a fix, though. So I thought that was a really valid point for those who aren't casting in English. That is going to be a big challenge. So I'm going to guess that there'll be some adjustments made to how this works, keeping that in mind. So I think we'll see some iterations here. That was, I thought, a very valid point. So I was like, yeah,
valid point. And shout out Ren Stern, who's in our wow chat. And we had a discussion yesterday about this, like thoughtful, good discussion. And other people brought up some good points. My thoughts on this is, if you look at the badge as an arbitrary, you are better than others and worthy, and this is some sort of status with it, people want the badge. And it's not fair if you're not posting in English. But the truth is, we didn't have badges when the network was really small.
True.
Because you didn't really need it. You didn't need a way to filter. So if you're not casting in English, by definition, your network's going to be a lot smaller. Because and it may not be necessary at this point. You may not need the additional filter. So I think it's a valid point, and Farcaster needs to become global. But it's I was really happy he brought it up, but I don't know if it's.
I do too.
I think there's reasons for it at this point.
Yeah, I think we'll get there, but I do think that there's also an opportunity. I don't want to be all Dan on this one, but there's an opportunity for a client here, as well. Maybe one that even mirrors Warpcast, but that doesn't, that has maybe a different approach to the badge, to the power badge. So lots of things here, but I'm sure we'll see iterations. And I did think this was a valid point. And from Cameron, I just enjoy talking to people. Was from Big Floor's Ghost, and then Cameron's, quippy response was, "Look at this sicko figured out exactly how to Farcaster Max." It's just like, just talk to people. Just talk to people. And we have a little reminder from Adrienne.
Are you still showing? I don't see. I don't see the casts on the screen anymore.
Yeah, it was on my screen. I just wasn't actually showing it to you all. That would be helpful. Growing pains. Just bear with me. Brand new platform that I learned at 3:00 yesterday afternoon. So first time we're using it. Bear with me. But I love this from Adrienne. Searching my closet for a blue cardigan to prepare for GM Farcast tomorrow. You all know my take is going to be on the badge, right? So Adrienne, give it to us.
Your power badge is not your worth.
Your power badge
is not your worth, because regardless of what Dan says, you are good enough, smart enough, and gosh darn it, people do like you.
People do like you. It's important to know that. And by the way, I loved this. I'm the reflection is hilarious. So well done there. We do have a few.
My graphic design skills are not so good.
They're they could use work, but mine as well. So I will not even say anything. But yes, Marge may want to have a word with us. She's already requested a meeting. Or yes. So Marge from Pinata, who we love, and she made us some amazing graphics, which I couldn't even incorporate yet because I have to go and adjust them. They were the background she did now is off the screen just because of the different layout. So we'll get there. We'll get there, Marge. I promise. But she's like, I want to adjust the cup, and I'm like, you can adjust whatever. I'm totally leaving it in your hands because we are not graphic designers by any stretch. So, and same to OX designer, 0x designer, or however you say your name, because you still haven't clarified that.
My biggest life hack is to be really bad at things and people want to help you. People who are good at things want to help you. It's great.
It's all part of our master plan.
Be very sucky and do it in public.
And do it in public.
And do it nice.
That's
and then people help.
You have to do it in public. People have to see you sucking. Moving on, we got a couple other things happening. This is from Deodad. Request for feedback from frame devs. Give frames a way to respond with an error message that will be displayed to a user. Enables frames to give users quick feedback in response to user input. This seems like a great direction to go in. So if you have some feedback for Deodad, please drop that there. Farcaster devs. It's in the FC devs channel. And then, all right, let's dive into this for a minute. All right, get cozy.
Oh boy.
Buckle up, because Brian and Nonlinear had a little moment yesterday. And so we're going to talk about it. I'm going to start with I'm going to start with Johnny's, which is right below, because then Brian recasted it. Johnny said, I've been begging Brian to implement token gating. This is on Unlonely for months. This would take a competent mid-level engineer about a half a day to ship, but for Brian, 1 to 2 weeks. So I understand his hesitation. It's very snarky here. Though making simple calls to an NFT contract on chain is a bit over his head, I will nonetheless keep working on him. And then Brian responded, anyone who suggests we token gate fundamentally doesn't understand live streaming and how difficult it is to get people to show up at a specific time. Adding additional constraints to entry is mid-IQ. Unlonely is about creating new novel experiences to anyone, that anyone can enjoy. End of story. Also, Johnny, stop LARPing as an engineer. You don't code. It's not because it's hard to make. It's because it's just not a good idea. And then Johnny went on to say, anyone against token gating fundamentally doesn't understand internet communities. Boundaries are what determine insiders from outsiders, and everyone wants to be an insider. Not having constraints is mid. Public read, token gated right. Group chats and meme coin trading is a design space worth exploring. End of story. Okay, so let's talk about this for a little bit. So my feeling on this was they're both right and both wrong. So let's, as there is always.
Do you have opinions?
I have. Nanish Prof has
Does
opinions.
the prof have opinions?
Nanish Prof has opinions. It will be on my tombstone. So I understand what Brian is saying, and I don't think that is necessarily the best use. This is like thinking about QDAO. Right? From Warpcast perspective. Is this the right thing to do right now for Unlonely? Probably not, because it will take some effort. I think Johnny's way underestimating the effort it would take to token gate a stream. I think there's a lot involved, and we know this tech stack. We've been doing this, right, since September. It's complicated. There's many pieces and there's many points of failure, as we have seen in the past 3 days. And then for us right now, I wouldn't token gate our stream. However, would I token gate maybe, down the road, something special for our subscribers for Hypersub? Maybe. But we'll do that. We can still do that. We just do that in a different way. So like next Thursday, by the way, we're going to have Monday, Wednesday next week. And Thursday after the show, we're going to do a virtual meetup. And we're going to do that, but we're just going to do that through Google Meet. And we're going to just share that link with those who are, invited to be there. So there are ways to do that kind of a thing without token gating it and complicating the tech stack. So I agree with Johnny that token gated experiences are important and will become more important. But right now that may not make sense for Unlonely. So that's my 2 cents. Adrienne, what you got?
And do you agree with Johnny that Brian is a incompetent, less than a?
I don't agree with either of their personal diatribes on each other, and those are personal things that go way back, and you'd have to really dig into Warpcast.
Let's get him on our show. Let's moderate the debate.
Oh God. Okay. Can we do that in person? Let's do that in person at FarCon. There's lots of things we can do there. But what do you think?
Well, just in general, really enjoyed the public debate. Personal comments aside, I thought they're kind of hitting at some really good points. And
Yes.
and also just the idea, we talk so much about composability in the space of different platforms interacting with different platforms. Like not everyone needs to build everything. So I just, you just start to see how some of these apps and companies become dependent on each other and each other's features, like Hypersub working with a live stream, and what happens when there's disagreement about vision and features. I tend to,
great point.
Yeah. On this one, I think I very, very much understand Brian's point at the most simplest level, which is how hard is it to get people? You got to get people to show up. These are live streams. Live streaming is a very different beast than as live streams are a very different beast.
I am going to make your point, Duofi, in just 1 second.
Yes. And Brian made this point yesterday. So what are you laughing about, Prof? People can't see
I'm laughing at Duofi because he is shooting up that he's in the token gated chat. I think that is different than token gating a whole stream. That is my point. I understand. So within Unlonely,
there is a token gated chat.
There is a token gated chat. It's a VIP chat, but it's not token gated based on an NFT that you hold in your wallet. So that's not the way it's token gated. It's token gated by buying something within Unlonely to token gate it. But that's much more complicated when you get to the stream side of it. So I do think there's more to it. I think it can be done, but I also don't necessarily think it's the best use of energy at the moment. But I think it will be. I think it will come. I mean, and I so like I said, I agree with both of you right now in different ways. I just see this a little differently. But that was really funny. Duofi was like literally shooting in our chat, shooting things up, saying, "Look at me! I'm in the token gated chat."
Yeah, and by the way, if you can see the chat now, half the chat is hidden from me because I'm not in the VIP chat.
Ah, interesting. Oh, so you couldn't even see that when he did that. That's funny. You're not in our own VIP chat.
It popped up. Something popped up of something in the VIP chat.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Wow.
So I do think there's some nuance here. No, you can blast.
Yeah, I can see the blast.
You can see the blast. You just can't see anything else. That's funny. So, the conversation will continue. I'm sure this won't be the last time we see Johnny and I almost said Duofi and Brian having a little dust up. But thanks for the entertainment, guys. We appreciate it. And for the info. I do want to show one last thing before we wrap, and that is this was from last night, a Read Write Own launch, LA launch, and they had a big event, and Ted had actually left the poker game. We ended the poker game so she could get to that event. And this was from Phil. I drink and I know things. Read Write Own LA launch. It looked beautiful, and I hope everyone had a fabulous time. And congrats, Chris Dixon, on how everything's been going. So, Adrienne, anything else before we wrap? We actually we're almost on time today, so that's not bad.
I'm just super excited the live stream works again. Although we did have, seems like some issues on mobile. We'll kind of work it out, but we've got some people live. So just thank you to everyone who stuck with us over the last week.
We appreciate you very much. Yeah, very much. And we, like I mentioned, we are going to be doing our virtual meetup next Thursday. We're also going to do our first art drop. So we're starting Here for the Art, which is going to be an art drop that also has an interview with the artist and a whole thing. And that will roll out on Thursday as well. So we hope if you are one of our WoWow or Mole subscribers, we hope to see you there. More info on our channel in the next few days. So that is it. I'm going to attempt to take us out in a nice way. We'll see how this works. But thank you, everyone. And speaking of our WoWow subscribers, I do want to, yay, that worked. I do want to share this. Thank you to everyone. I think I need to update this just a smidge. We may have gotten a couple since then. And thank you also to our premier sponsor, particularly for Monday's Pinata, but they've been amazing. And with that, I just want to say, let me show us back again. I'm better at this. It's a little different, so I got to figure it out. But thank you, everybody, and bye-bye.